Okay, everyone. Hi, happy Thursday. This is Caity Metz. I am a double diamond with It Works Global, and I'm so excited that you're able to join us tonight. I am normally joined by my co-host, Catherine McDonald, but unfortunately she's not feeling good, so everyone just say a prayer for her that she feels better soon. And we love to start our calls every week. We just like to tell everyone a little bit about ourselves for those who don't know us. I started with It Works 2.5 years ago in May of 2012. I was introduced to the business by one of my family members. She called me up about this crazy wrap thing, and at the time, I was full-time work. I was a store manager at a clothing store in retail, and I was also full-time school working on my bachelor's in psychology. So I had a busy life, and I was looking to lose weight, as we all are. I had some health issues at the time, so I had kind of a belly. I had gained quite a bit of weight from medication that I was on, and I was just looking for a little bit of a lifestyle change. But as you can imagine, working out was a little difficult with that schedule. So I went to try this crazy wrap thing. Didn't think it would work, but wanted to be supportive. And lo and behold, it did work. And then I thought, okay, I need to get my hands on some of these other products, because if that worked, I know that everything else will work for me too. So I went ahead and I signed up as a distributor just so I can make enough money to cover the cost of my product. I thought if I could just make like $200 a month, that would be fabulous. And so, I just kind of got started with that. I got off my medication very quickly. People started to notice a difference in my health, especially being in and out of the hospital as often as I was with my health. And later on, I was able to retire from my job. I'm 24 years old now, and I'm planning my wedding next year. And, it's crazy the journey that I've been on because of this business. And I know for a fact that I am just not a salesperson. I didn't think that I had time. And I'm so glad that I made time and I made it work and I got in and went to work with this, because my life looks a lot different now in just 2 years. So that's just a little bit about my story. I'm really excited. We have 2 good bonus recipients on the line. And right now, with It Works, anybody who comes in and gets started before the end of this month has the opportunity to earn a chance to pay off some debt with some of these crazy bonuses. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on our first guest. Amber, are you with me?
I am.
Yay! I'm so excited. Amber, why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your story so far?
Okay, well, my name's Amber Campbell. My husband and I and our children were stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Like I said, he's in the Army. He's got 3 kids, 8, 5, and 4. And I started It Works March 31st, 2013, so about 21 months ago, 20. And I was actually in a bad spot. We were just kind of drowning in our debt. We were not able to pay all of our bills monthly. We were just struggling. And I was really debating on joining the Army, actually, and being a dual military family. And that was been really rough. So at that time, I was also cleaning houses and just doing what I could to help, and I was seriously just praying for something. I just knew I was supposed to do something, and my friend told me about It Works and that she was going to join, and she wanted me to do it with her. So I was like, all right, let me look into this, and I did, and it was kind of one of those things where it was like, all right, I just need to do this. I mean, I've been praying for something to fall in my lap, and I'm just going to take it as a sign and run with it. So I jumped in, and I pretty much just ran, because for me it was kind of like, all right, this is do or die, because if it doesn't work for me, if I don't make this work, then I'm going to join the Army. And I didn't want to do that. So I did, and I just, little by little, I started being able to pay some extra bills, and, before I knew it, I was paying my car payment and my groceries, and I'm like, wow, this is good. And then in November, I believe it was November last year, I made Diamond and achieved attained the $10,000 good bonus. And that was kind of where I was like, wow, this is really changing my life. This is going to be, my passion. This is working. And so it really, really made me excited, and I was almost in a state of shock. And so that, first of all, just getting Diamond alone, that just really was amazing for me. After a couple months, it was time for conference. So I went to conference. I made it happen. It was one of the best decisions that I've made since joining, was going to conference, because I'm telling you what, I know you ladies know that are on here, it will change everything for your business to be there. I went there as a Diamond, and in March, I promoted straight to triple. I went double triple and achieved the $15,000 double Diamond bonus and the $25,000 triple Diamond bonus. And I really give the credit, well, first of all, I give the credit to God, but I give the credit to going to conference, and it really just changed everything for me. My husband is now working this with me, and he is not a girly man. And so it took a lot for him to come around and work this with me. He's in special forces. He likes guns. He's just, it's just funny because now he wears the shirts. He talks to his guys at work. He's like, yeah, you should get your wife, talk to my wife, and this is what we do. And so we work it together now, and we make more money with our It Works business than we do with his military career income, and he's almost been in 10 years already. So
wow.
It has just, it has dramatically changed everything, and I'm just so, so thankful. I know that I prayed for this, and, God pretty much put it in front of my face at the right time, and there's nothing else. I can't imagine what I would be doing right now if I wasn't doing It Works. I'd probably be deployed, or, my kids wouldn't be in dance classes. I wouldn't be able to go on trips. I wouldn't be able to help family and friends like I do. It's changed everything. It's just given me, freedom.
That is awesome. Now, for the people listening on the phone that maybe aren't a distributor yet, triple Diamond income, I'm looking at the annual income chart right now. Annually, a triple Diamond brings in $104,842 on average a year. That's about $10,000, give or take, a month. That's crazy. That is crazy kind of thing. So I know that you kind of touched upon kind of where you would be without It Works. What do you plan next? What's next for your family? What do you imagine the next, 5 years looking like?
Well, wow, the next 5 years. I know that within the next year, I really plan to promote again to presidential, which is the average of 16 or so thousand a month. I would say, give or take. And that is going to allow us to really save to buy a home. We want to buy a house because we live on post, and it's nice, but, we'd like to have a house with some land. And it would be able to definitely, we would be able to do more things for our family that we would like to do. We have debated on Brandon getting out of the Army because his job is very dangerous, and, just being in the military anyway, it's rough on a family. So we've debated just getting him out and actually just enjoying our life and freedom. 5 years from now, though, I can't imagine. My main goal would be to absolutely have everything paid off, though I plan to do that within a year. But I would love to bring as many people with me on my journey. I would love to. I have a wonderful team, and, people coming on every day, changing their lives, and I just really see myself kind of traveling a little bit more and helping my team.
Awesome. I love it. And I guess one last thing, too, is now you're, obviously you were so busy in the beginning. So someone looking at maybe just getting started, how do you work it around your family and working numerous jobs? What are some action steps, maybe 2 or 3 that people could maybe take if they were to look at this business?
Well, one thing for sure is that I'd have a talk, like a little mini talk with my family and say, look, this is what I'm doing. I'm really, really excited about it, and I would love for you guys to support me. And, these are my plans. And I like to encourage people, and I know Jen does too on the phone. She also likes to encourage their family to work on a dream board together. And so that gets your family excited. So that kind of will help with what you're saying as far as allotting enough time. So I like to set aside a certain amount of time that I can work. So, if you're working full-time, a lot of people join us and they're working full-time and have families, but you can still do it. You just may want to have, like, certain times that you do things. You may need to, get up a little bit earlier and plan, who you're going to contact that day or what you're going to do. And another great thing about this business, too, though, with that is that you can do this and work it into your lifestyle. So, if you're going to go grocery shopping and you're going to go to the bank and, you're going to do different things, talk to people while you're out. Give them one of your coupons. Tell them that you've got something great that you want to share with them. And really, that's how you go about starting. I don't, like you said, I'm not a salesperson. I just like to share. If you go see a great movie, an awesome movie, what is the first thing you do? You tell your friends and family, like, oh, this was an awesome movie. You've got to go see it. You weren't selling them. You were just sharing with them. So I guess that would be, my main tips as far as how you can start integrating it into your life.
I love it. Thank you so much, Amber. Thank you for all of that. I know that, there are even some people on here that probably are already with us that are going to take away from that. So just thank you for your time, and thank you for really sharing your heart. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right. I'm going to take it out to Jen. Jen, why don't you go ahead and just tell everyone a little bit about you and your story.
Hi there. Well, I'm Jen Zay. I have been with the company, in February. It would be 2 years now. I'm a double diamond. When I started, I had no time. I had 3 kids. We just had our third. And working full-time as a nurse and going to school full-time because gotta love nursing. It's a career that you just can keep on going. So wasn't interested in starting this business. I tried to rap to, well, I'll be honest, to prove that it can't work. I felt like I knew our bodies, and there's no way you can tell me that you can put a little skinny sticker on something and shrink it. So I set out to prove all you guys wrong, and my plan backfired because that little sucker actually worked. So, but then I really started researching the supplements, started taking them into the hospital with me and having the physicians that I work with look at them. And it was when a couple of the cardiologists started taking my greens in the morning that I was like, okay, I might be on to something here. And I'm pretty honest, I started it just to make a car payment. I had no interest in ever leaving my job. I thought, all right, well, that would be kind of cool if I could just make a car payment and wrap a few people. But that kind of quickly, my why grew, and I lost a patient. That meant a lot to me, and I started thinking about it. I have these 3 amazing, amazing kids at home. And here's this woman that will never go home to her kids. And I got sick of trading my time away from my kids for money. And I knew that I had signed on to this amazing opportunity that I was doing so very little with. And I owed it to my kids to really work, to try, and to be home with them. And that is not what I got to do. I went to conference last year being paid as I was a Ruby, but actually I was being paid as an executive that month in January. And so that was in January of this year. And then in February, promoted to Diamond. 2 months later, promoted to Double Diamond. And this summer, got to officially leave nursing and not so much retired, but rewired, and now stay at home with my 3 amazing, amazing kids and soon to be 4th. So it's just blew my mind what an opportunity we had in our hands this whole time, and I just didn't take it. I just didn't take it until this year.
That's awesome. Now, for anyone listening at home, a double diamond on average annually, that's about $54,300 and some dollars. So like $6,000 a month. That's awesome. And to think, kind of how you started and to now, what is the thing for you that really like lit the fire or maybe made the light bulb go off? I know you talked a little bit about how you kind of switched gears for your kids, but what did that look like as far as maybe action and also your mindset?
Well, to be honest, it was conference. Some things that were said at conference that just, they shook me. I'll be honest, I went to conference with the thought of possibly quitting. I thought, okay, if I don't feel something going there, maybe this isn't the place for me. And I went there and I was shook. There is something about being in a room with thousands of people that are positive and just have this energy that it changes you. And I got to really see what this company stood for. And I believe it was Thursday night when there was a preacher there, and he said, how dare you be ordinary when God does not make ordinary, God makes extraordinary. And that that switch flipped. And he was right. I was playing small. I was playing ordinary. Ordinary is working hard in college to get a good job, then working so hard for the rest of your life for somebody else so that one day when you're 50, 60, maybe even 70, you can retire. That's ordinary. And I don't want to be ordinary anymore. God does make extraordinary. I want and my kids deserve extraordinary. And so I came home with the focus. I was going to get that diamond bonus, and I was going to get that double diamond bonus. And I went to work. I lost my excuses, and I had a lot of excuses. My family didn't support me. My husband didn't support me. And I let those things hold me up for so very long that I just knew I couldn't do it anymore. And my family deserves the best. So I started getting up really early in the morning because I was still working full-time, so I started getting up way too early and just getting to work. I learned the ins and outs of my e-suite. I started contacting people and networking and just meeting new people. I went out every day with intention of making a new friend. And that's the thing about this business, and Amber touched on this as well, is you don't need a lot of time. I almost laughed at the thought of starting a business when I didn't have a minute to go to the bathroom by myself without a child there. I had no time. And so, but this was something that truly didn't require an obscene amount of time. I mean, you integrate it into your day-to-day craziness. And that's just kind of what I did. I lost my excuses and I went to work, and it became a lifestyle for us.
I love that. Now, I guess the last question I have for you is, if you had somebody, maybe they're thinking about getting started, and maybe the thought of starting a business around the holidays kind of freaks them out, what would you say, why is now the perfect time to get involved?
Oh my gosh, there's not a better time to get involved. I know a lot of people are concerned about doing things over the holidays because you're busy and you've got holiday parties and family events. That is a beautiful thing to be when you're starting a business. And you think about it, if this were a brick and mortar business, if you started a salon, you would go out there and tell everybody what you were doing, right? Well, this is the same thing. And so if you start this before the holidays, before you're around all of your friends, all of your family, people, what's the first thing that Aunt Bertha, who hasn't seen you since last year, asks? She asks you what you're up to. Well, I just actually started a home-based business. So it's the perfect time you're around these people that are eating a lot. You can whip out a thing of Fat Fighters, and you can wrap people right there. Well, and it also sets you up. You're getting your feet wet. You're learning about the products. You're jumping on a few calls, and you're really just kind of testing the waters. But it puts you at a great spot. You've already gotten your launch party. You've gotten your 4 loyal customers. You learned your products. You got that all done because come January, that is our boom time. People have New Year's resolutions, and I think all of us have one around health or weight. And so in spring break, that end of winter, springtime is huge for us. And you are in a great position to really rock your business come that boom time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jen. Now, I'm just going to go in really quickly. We have a very simple system, and I love, Jen, you just kind of touched on it, too, of how we get started. So I'll go over that really quickly. If you are a guest listening in tonight, this is going to be what you go back to the person who invited you on this call, and this is what you're going to say to them. The first step is joining. It's $99 to get started. It's a promotional price. You get 4 wraps in your kit, and you sell those for $25 or $30 a piece. You make cash right off the bat, and you're going to break even. It's a no-risk investment. Depending on how many people you think you might be seeing that might want to try the product, or if you want to purchase some additional products at a discount and start making some money instead of just breaking even, we have booster options available. You can earn anywhere from $300 to $500 in party cash right off the bat, and that's great for the holidays right now. So that's the first step, is just getting started and getting the wrap on people. The second step is by gathering a couple people that might want to try the product at a discount. Our loyal customer program, I think, is just as exciting as our wrap. We have an opportunity where we can actually give people the same discount that we get without having to be a distributor. So if you get 4 customers that take advantage of that discount in your first 30 days, the company will give you $120 in free products. You can use that on yourself, and you can wrap and get a little testimony going, or you can purchase some other products and try them on yourself, or you can get some more wraps and make $200 in cash profit. You don't even have to put out any money for that, which is really great. And the third step is, if you get a couple people that you want to bless with this business with you that want to earn a little extra money for the holidays, if you get 3 people and you help them get a couple customers, the company is going to guarantee you a minimum income of $500 in your first 60 days, which is so awesome because I don't know of another company that is so confident in their system that they actually guarantee you how much money you can make. So how many people on this call, if you were to do something part-time around your lifestyle, what number would you look for? What would be worth it for you? And realistically, what hours a week can you put in? And why? Why do you need that extra money? What is that going to do for you? So get back with the person that invited you for sure and get started. Don't wait. We have some great bonuses like we touched upon with those good bonuses. That's only through the end of the month. Our loyal customers have some really great holiday packs also expiring at the end of the month. So really, really awesome time to get involved. You see more people than you are going to see, just like Jen said. So I guess I'm just going to go back around real quick. And Amber, is there anything else you want to leave the people with tonight as we close out this call?
Yeah, I would say that you are on this call for a reason. I definitely believe that. And second, if you're on this call because there's something that you would like to change, whether it just be more time, enjoy what you're doing, stay at home, make more money, whatever it is, if you don't make a change and try this, nothing's going to change. So, your best option is to try it. And that's what I always tell people. It's like if you don't change anything, nothing's going to change. And if this can change so many other people's lives, why not yours?
I love it. Awesome. Thank you so much, Amber. Thank you for your time and just sharing your heart. Jen, what do you have to leave everyone with tonight?
My thing is something that my husband told me is I want you to ask yourself 6 months from now, okay, so maybe you're still not sure if this is the right fit for you or what, but 6 months from now, are you going to look back and say, what if? What if I did do it? What if that was me? What if that was me on the call? And if you can think that that's a real possibility, then you owe it to yourself to just try. Just try. I mean, the only way to fail is to quit, but you've got to at least try. And get out of your own head. I think so many times we sit there and we let this negative self-talk deter us from doing something huge. And we say, what if I can't do it? What if I can't sell the wraps? What if? All the what ifs. Replace them with, instead of what if I can't do this, is what if I'm amazing? What if you can't sell wraps? What if you can't keep them in stock? So there's just to get those negative voices out of your head, and just once that happens, you will blow your own mind with your capabilities.
I love it. And I think, too, one thing about you ladies that I noticed is I noticed it right off the bat when we started talking. It's just that energy. And it really, whether you succeed or whether you fail is all based upon how you feel. And I know for me, I could not help but share. And I know the same for you guys. I could not help but share what we have our hands on. So get excited. If you're already in here and you're wondering how to get to where these ladies have gotten and you're going for a bonus this month, my best advice to you would be just get your fire going and get excited about something and operate out of what you're excited about, because there's nothing like an excited person going for something that they really believe in. So you guys have been amazing. I thank you both for your time and your stories. I'm excited, so I hope some people got some stuff out of this. I will post the recording out on my Facebook page, and I'll make sure to tag you guys. It's been really great getting to know you both since we've not met in person.
Yes, well, thank you so much for having us, and I'm sure we will see you at conference stuff.
Yes, we will. All right, everyone, we'll be back next week with Catherine. We missed her this week, but she will be back next week with me, 9 o'clock, same number, same time. And if you have a story to share, we'd love to hear it. So please reach out to us, and we will get you on one of these calls with us. So thank you all. Have an awesome evening, and I'll talk to you ladies soon.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.